Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review. Alt J, an awesome wave. Alt J is an eccentric indie pop band hailing from the UK. This is their debut full-length album, and not only is their name Alt J, but Alt J is now my new favorite computer command. I think the video looks good like this. I don't think we necessarily have to change it. This could work. These guys came out with their full-length album earlier this year, and then they landed a record contract, and they also landed on the Mercury Prize shortlist, and they came out with the album on this side of the pond now in the US. And the band certainly came into this album with a focus on the bigger picture, and I like that because they have a variety of sounds and feelings on this album. There are a lot of sounds on this LP. Lone, a cappella, chorus vocals, piano, twangy guitar leads, fat distorted synthesizers, strings, glockenspiel, occasionally some electronic elements adding up to some beats in the songs. These guys really kind of not jump around sporadically, but actually blend in a really interesting way elements of indie pop, funk, rock, folk as well, even Baroque pop. And this LP could really have become kind of a mess of senselessness. Not having a really clear, concise sound does make it a little difficult, despite that these songs can be pretty catchy, to wrap your head around an awesome wave. And despite the fact that Alt J does take inspiration from so many places, I think they string it all together really well with a pretty creative, colorful, and playful attitude mixed with some very nasally vocals. They are a little strange, and with the accent that they are being sung with, they are, without a doubt, kind of an acquired taste. But I do hear command and range and control of pitch in the vocals. But, honestly, my first reaction to this band as well was not all that positive. Quite literally, maybe my first reaction was, what is this crap? I just kind of feel like I'm hearing a lot of similar, familiar indie tropes with some very annoying vocals thrown on top. And, it's true, the band does travel through some familiar territory. I've seen them compared to Wild Beasts, but I think there are other comparisons that are even more relevant. For example, Devendra Banhart, M. Ward. Though the band does have some comfortable characteristics, I think it is their pretty progressive approach to songwriting that puts them in kind of a lane of their own. They really do write tracks that have numerous phases to them and shift from one idea to the next, are kind of winding, but still remain catchy, creative, and just loaded with personality. The track Tessellate is maybe the first track that hits me on the album as being really lovable, one of the bigger singles from this LP if I'm right. There's a very dramatic piano intro to the beginning of the song, and then when the beat comes in, the track gets kind of heavy. It's equal parts acoustic, electronic, but still maintains just a really smooth characteristic. There are all these kinds of unpredictable spurts of sound swirling around the music, and the lead singer of this band is really just, to me, a character. There's a moment in the lyrics of the song when he's like, I'm sniffing. There's a point later in the album where he kind of does a similar thing with breathing. The track Breeze Blocks that comes in right after is a song that I think is similarly interesting, though it did kind of rub me the wrong way at first. There's like an opening guitar line that really makes me think of like a Sublime song or something like that, and the vocals kind of singing maybe even sort of rapping over this guitar line also, but it really kind of grew on me. The band does have personality. They keep things fun. I love how in the midst of these lyrics in the song, you're kind of getting these syncopated drum and piano hits. You'll kind of get this guitar riff and then da 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 da, and then we'll go back into it. And I love the layered vocals toward the end of the track when the song really shifts, changes up the riff, and you're kind of getting these vocals jumping on top of one another. Please don't go, please don't go. Again, it's just character, it's just personality. It's like the band is hitting you with that on nearly every track here. The song Matilda is a very kind of nicely layered lullaby. I mean, very pretty. And the song Tarot is a really well-developed closer that doesn't so much jump you into different areas or bring up any huge surprises, but it just kind of grows and grows and grows and grows until the point where you're getting this pretty heavy beat with the sound of some kind of plucked string instrument. Maybe it's sampled and looped on the track, maybe it's performed, I can't quite tell, but it has kind of like a Middle Eastern flavor to it that I like a lot, and it's just incorporated tastefully without really kind of taking away from the overall feel to the album, when it's clearly something coming from a totally different place. You know, I didn't have a ton of complaints with this LP. I felt like the first half of the album was kind of disjointed. The song Dissolve Me has a really fat synthesizer that I've heard on another track of this album, but there it just kind of feels a little out of place, maybe a little overbearing in comparison to the rest of the music. And the song To Me Something Good kind of meanders a bit. It's one of the softer tracks on here, but doesn't really come at me with a melody I really kind of fall in love with. Maybe it'll grow on me with more listens or something like that. I feel like they have the potential to go even further with their idiosyncrasies and just kind of really build something of their own. But in the meantime, while that isn't 100% there, the band does have some really kind of creative, fun, imaginative songs. Every song is just kind of like a toy chest in and of itself. Don't let the fact that it kind of feels familiar on the surface let it slip by you. I'm feeling a light 8 on this album for sure. Really one of the more fun LPs I've heard this year, but what do you think of it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why? And what should I review next? Anthony Fantano, All J, forever.